Good morning, welcome back. It's Friday morning and I've woken up with a headache. I don't think I had enough to drink yesterday, as in water. So I've been trying to drink lots of water and take it steady, but I might have to give in and take some paracetamol. I'm really trying to avoid taking paracetamol if I can. I'm just in the garden getting a little bit of fresh air before I start work. And some of the flowers are looking amazing. Let me turn the camera around. Now I would say that this border is nothing like I want it to look like, but we have only been here a year, so and this summer was so dry and so hot, and this is really hard clay soil, so it was a real job to get anything planted. But look at the dahlias now. They're looking amazing. And these calendula, wonderful. They were really struggling in the summer. And the surprise is this Nicotiana still flowering. Definitely going to do that again because that's in that seed sack that I got. But I think what I'm going to do next year is plant it out in the main border because it was a bit too big for there, but it's been amazing. And another little bit of joy is, look, all the Alison that had self-seeded, it's all starting to flower again all the way along, so that's really nice. And there's still a fair bit of colour over here. I'm not a huge fan of snapdragons, but they've flowered all summer, to be fair. And my salvias, those are from cuttings from last year. That's amazing. And that one. And I don't know what that is, but I know we've planted it, but I don't know what it is. And there was another thing that had started flowering as well. It's taken me a bit by surprise. This one down here, oh, nearly fell over. Planted that out, it hasn't done anything all summer, and then all of a sudden now it's started flowering. So I think next year, I'll do a whole load more seeds and things, so we'll plant even more in there. Some of this will come back, some of it are just annuals, but there's quite a lot of things like lupins and echinacea, aquilegias, that kind of stuff that I did from seed, which doesn't flower in the first year, so they'll come next year, fingers crossed, and really make a difference. There's a few bits though that I've put in that haven't flowered and I don't know what they are. So this one and this one and this one behind there, those three, I don't know if they're all the same, but none of those have flowered, and I know they're ones we've planted because this is a new bed, so I don't know what they are. So if you know what they are, let me know, because it would be interesting to know. But yeah, you can see that's an echinacea there that I've planted, and back there's a lupin. So I'm hoping that you can see there's quite a few echinacea. It's these big sort of fat leaves there, but there's quite a few dotted around, and there's also quite a lot of foxgloves as well that I've planted. So fingers crossed. Be nice if all the things had self-seeded as well. I don't want to weed too heavily in this border when spring comes. I want to let things grow, and then if we can tell they're actual weeds that we don't want, then we'll pull them up. Come in the greenhouse to admire my cuttings. I mean, that is incredible, isn't it? That's literally just, I don't know when I did these cuttings, maybe 6 weeks ago, and look how they've grown. Really impressed with that. All the salvias look have taken quite well, but all my other cuttings are looking really poor. And last year I managed to get loads of fuchsia cuttings to take and a few roses, but it doesn't look like anything's really taken this year. So I might have to do it all again. So it's definitely more wintry and dreary. So it's stew weather. Got the slow cooker out, got a bit of beef stew going on. And while I was cutting up veg and that for the stew, I've made myself a soup as well. What's in there? Sweet potato, carrots, onions, swede, parsnips, broccoli, garlic, turmeric. Tiny bit of beetroot as well in there. And a bit of curry powder and salt, pepper. Hopefully that'll be tasty. I've decided to stay in my pyjamas as long as possible today. It's the anecdote, it's the remedy for getting over my headache. I might even have the hood up, that feels nice. We had such a lovely day yesterday. I packed orders in the morning and did a little tiny bit of listing, and then we went out to see a chap that we've met at the car boot. We bought a few bits off him in the past and just become friends, and he invited us around to his house to meet his mum and to look at his emporium, as he called it. And oh, it was so lovely. His mum's 96 and she's an artist, and I have never seen so many paintings in one place. She is a prolific artist. Yeah, amazing talent. We did bring a few home with us, so I'll show you those in a minute. But just, you know, when you just have like a heartwarming sort of experience, it was like that. We just had a really lovely time. Really enjoyed their company, and came away feeling nice, you know. It's nice to meet good people, isn't it? So yeah, we had a really good time. And then we popped to Spilsby to go to the doctor's to get my doctor's appointment, and I had to pick up a prescription for Darren as well. So I went up to reception and I said, you know, can I please have a doctor's appointment? I said, because it's difficult, our phone signal's really poor, and I struggle with phone appointments with doctors. And they said, oh, we've got no more appointments today. So I said, well, I didn't particularly want one today. I just wanted to book an appointment. Oh, we can't book appointments in advance. We can only give them out on the day, which I think is a really odd thing. I mean, I'm sure they've got the reasoning for it, but I don't understand it. And I wish somebody would explain it to me. So they only give out appointments on that day. And then he said, well, you can go to Alford. I can't remember where it was, but it wasn't a doctor's surgery. It was like a clinic that they were holding somewhere on Saturday or Sunday. But I can't do either this weekend because Saturday Darren's going out, so he'll have the car. And Sunday I'm going to go and see Mum, hopefully. So, yeah, I couldn't do either of those. So I said, well, can I not make an appointment for like next week? Oh, no, we can't do that. And I was like, that just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, then they said, you can go online onto our website, and if you look down the side, there's a bit where you can make a routine appointment or something with a doctor. And I thought, well, doesn't that seem crazy that I can go home and go on the computer and make an appointment, but I can't do it now when I'm standing in front of you? Anyway, I had to wait for Darren's prescription, so I went on their website while I was on my phone in the waiting room, and I managed to find it. And it's a little bit more complicated. I had to fill in lots of like information about what was wrong with me, and luckily I'd taken some photos of my rash the other day, and so I could attach those as well. And then I pressed like enter or done or whatever, and I just got a ping saying, due to the time of day, we're unable to deal with this request or something. And I just thought, oh, for God's sake, what am I supposed to do? So I ended up coming home, and in the car I just felt really down. I was like, I just don't understand this world anymore, where you can't just speak to somebody and get somewhere. Everything has to be done via computer. And I was starving by that point. I'm like hungry. So I thought, well, after lunch, I'll have to go on the computer again and sort it out. So I made my lunch, and as we were eating my lunch, a text came through saying that I'd got a doctor's appointment for next week. So I was so relieved. It was just like, oh, thank God for that. I haven't got to go through the whole rigmarole online of trying to find the place where I've got to try and work it out. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, it's sorted. That's the main thing. And then I just zoned out in the afternoon, literally sat scrolling on my phone for an hour or so, because my brain was like, I've done peopling, I've done a doctor's surgery. That's all I could cope with. Yeah, that's all we did. And then we'd settled down on the sofa with all the dogs snuggled up watching the telly, and all of a sudden there was a bang on the door, and Darren looked at me and I looked at him and thought, what the hell's that? And couldn't get the dogs away, and realised it was a delivery, and couldn't get the dogs away. So by the time we'd got the dogs put away and opened the door, the delivery driver had gone, but there were 4 parcels on the doorstep. And we were both like, oh, I haven't ordered anything. And unusually he hadn't ordered anything. I'm always blaming him because he's always ordering stuff. But no, there was like 4 parcels there. And we had no idea what it was. So we took them in the kitchen, opened them up, and wow, we'd made an Amazon wish list for the dogs, and Darren had, I think he'd put a little bit on his video saying about it, and 4 people have bought things for the dogs. So I'm going to say thank yous, because I think that you're all watching my channel as well. So thank you to Nettie, Jilly, Louise, and Tilly and Jacqueline. Tilly's the dog. Yeah, just thank you so much. It, honestly, was such a lovely thing. We really do appreciate it, and the dogs very much do appreciate it, I can assure you. I'm going to show you those pictures that we brought back yesterday. So Edith works in oils, and she copies like known artists' work. So they're original like paintings, they're not prints, but they're copies from famous paintings. So there's this one which we absolutely love, this oriental scene. I can't find what painting that is. When I did Google Images search, it came back as a Sotheby's catalogue cover, but I couldn't work out what the actual painting was. So if you know, let me know. This one, just love this. It's the Foundlings. I've forgotten the original artist's name, but that one's lovely. We've gone for another oriental one here. The lady kneeling there. I haven't looked up that original artist one. And there was one more. Hang on, I think it might be behind here. I just love this. She's this girl holding a rabbit. I love it. She's so talented. I wouldn't mind being able to paint like that. I had my paints out yesterday because I just had to touch up the frame, one or two of the frames. And luckily I've got these sort of shades of gold in acrylics that I could do that with. So I'll just put those away. I've got a few parcels to pack. But Darren normally picks it. He goes and finds where we've got it stored and brings it through for me to pack. But he hasn't done that yet because he's been busy sorting stuff with the dogs. So what I thought I would do is I would show you the stock that I've picked out for you. Some really nice bits. Right, here we go. I've got a couple of sets of novelty like salt and pepper pots, which I think are really cool. I've got these 2. They're traffic wardens. So a lady and a man traffic warden. Don't think they're called traffic wardens, are they, anymore? But yeah, let me hold them like that. You can see them better. Aren't they cool? So along the same vein, I've got a pair like this. So you've got the policeman and the criminal, the thief. They're cool. I like how his bag on the back says swag. Yeah, so they're really cool. I do like those a lot. I think they're funny. Then I've got some lovely, lovely studio pottery. Ooh. I haven't looked these up yet, so I'm not sure. Makers and stuff. This isn't going to show it to the best because the light's going to shine off, but it's a nice sort of dark greyish green, and then it's got a beautiful reddy brown glaze. I suppose it's leaf sort of pattern here with a bit around the edge here on the top, so it's like a shallow jug. Beautiful. I love this colouring is really, really, really nice. There is a little mark there, and I have a feeling when I looked at it a bit more carefully, I think it said New Zealand, so it's come a long way. Really nice. Love that. Pretty little salt pig. Nice size that. I always find those huge ones are lovely, but I wouldn't use that much salt. I think that's a really nice little salt pig. Does it have a maker on it? Can't see one, but maybe on closer inspection I'll see one. But there's that. Novelty mug. Isn't that cool? I suppose it's a bit like the ugly mug ones, but I think it's a little bit better quality in some ways. Look at the eyes. Isn't that fab? What are you saying? Like shush, be quiet. Shh. I think it does have a maker. Yeah, somewhere there. I have a feeling I looked it up and it was something Wren Pottery, I think it was. Isn't that cool? Love that. Here we have a lovely posy vase. It does have a maker. Again, I've not looked it up yet. CC that looks like. But isn't that a beautiful colour? So I don't know what you'd call that blue. It's got a greyish tone to it, and then this lighter, almost purpley drip glaze over it. Isn't that stunning? Really, really lovely. Do like that a lot. Now, some of you will recognise this without me even saying where it's from. Isn't that lovely? It's like a shallow little dish, a saucer. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. What would you use that for? Olives, maybe a couple of biscuits, a little piece of cake, whatever you want, or just somewhere where you can admire it and look at it, which would probably be my favoured option. What else have we got here? I've got a glass frame. Isn't that lovely? Just that sort of swirl pattern around the outside. Very small little aperture there. This plastic thing just comes out like that and then just slots back in to hold your picture in, but obviously you won't see that once your photo's in there. And then just the little glass stand at the back. Now, just for absolute clarity, there's a tiny scratch just along here, but you barely see it. But I do want to point out that there is. I don't think you might be able to see it just there. You see? So there's that one, but that it's just classy. Classy. I like that. Cute little like bronzed elephant. It's not bronze. Assuming it's like a resin bronzed figure. Handmade in England by Purbeck Designs, Swanage, Dorset. Little elephant. Let's see it from that side. The detail's amazing. It's that one. Oh, I love this. It's very sort of, what do we think? Art Deco looking. A swan lying on its back with its wings up. It's heavy. It's brass or bronze. It's got this green. Can you see? Green all the way round on the outside, and then on the inside it's got like a hammered effect. So you could use it as a bowl or just as an ornament. Really lovely. You've seen that face there. It's from Israel, I think it said on the bottom. That's the thing under there. Well, I'm guessing it's got some decent age to it. Really lovely. Again, a classy piece. And then finally, I've got a stripy Emma Bridgewater mug. Isn't that lovely? Just a really simple, a stripy design. It does have crazing. I don't know if you can see. Crazing. You might not be able to see it on my camera, but yeah, still a very, very lovely mug. That's a good shape and size for a coffee. Right, let me get on with some work, and I'll let you know what's going out today in a second. Things I need to pack today. I've got this lovely tray. Isn't that nice? A book, After Post-Colonialism. Some little napkin rings, duck ones. Oh, this is that Crown de Cow stuff. You know, I showed you on my dining room table the other day that we got from the auction. This is the second piece that's sold from that, so that's good. A roll mat, pair of boots, and a few little bits and bobs. Don't suppose the ladies at the garage would really care, but I did get dressed. I'm going to drop my parcels off. I've done them all except for, I think it's Lisa who ordered on my website. My internet's gone off. I'm hoping it's back on later, otherwise it's going to be a real pain. So I can't get to my website or labels or anything at the moment. But luckily, I'd already done all the eBay ones and stuff. So I'm going to get those off. Apologies, Lisa. I think it's Lisa. It will go off on Monday. It's 1 o'clock and I haven't had any lunch yet. So I'm going to go and get my stick blender, blend up my soup. And that'll be my lunch. Better give that stew a bit of a stir. Clear myself some space. Darren's working on gaiters at the moment and they're all over the table. Yeah, put some cheese on top. I also put a bit of double cream in there as well, make it creamy. And I've got an egg on the side. That soup was good. I'd forgotten I'd put some ginger in it and it had a real kick to it. So yeah, it was nice. It's a while since I showed you any pictures and prints, so I'm going to put some pictures and prints on my website. So I thought I'd show you those as well. There's the odd thing that I add occasionally without telling you about. There's a little Flower Fairy cross-stitch kit that I know that I put on, but there's other stuff as well, so have a little mooch around while you're on there. And I'm always adding stuff to the clearance or getting rid of stuff as well, so have a look around while you're on my website. So this one has got a Christmassy theme. It is a robin with the washing line and the pegs. And then here it says, Waiting for Santa by Warwick Higgs. And then it's obviously signed in pencil there as well. The print is a signed print. But what makes it really special is the thing on the back. So it's written, for Kim on her 40th birthday, 1999, with all our love and best wishes for a happy day and the rest of her natural. Love, Mum and Dad. Once you were a baby, look at you now. Anyway, there's the picture. I'll be popping that one on my website. That's the first one. Now, some of you will recognise these sort of sketch pictures. So they're prints of sketches, and the sketches are by, I've got it written down, James Henry Dowd. And this one's called At Home, and I think it's really cute. It's a little girl's climbed inside her doll's house. Isn't that great? I've got a couple of other by the same artist just there, hanging up. They're on my website, so you can have a look. But this one, those are square ones, and this is a rectangular one. So there's that one. Then I've got a Beryl Cook one. This one's called Picnic at Mount Edge. Oh, I can't even read my own writing. Is it written on there anywhere? Sunday picnic, it says on there. When I did the Google image thing, it said picnic at Mount Edgecombe or something like that. As I say, I can't read my own writing. That's a cool one, isn't it? Then the next one is this Lewis, is it Lewis or Louis Wayne? The Cat's Tea Party. Well, you can see is my phone there, can't you? Like that. The frame does have a little bit of scraping and stuff along here, but it's still a really cool picture. It's that one. And then I've got these two. They kind of match, but they don't. The pictures sort of go together, but the frames are different. So this is the first one. So these are the Book of Kellis, it says down here, which is an illustrated manuscript containing 4 Gospels of the New Testament. So this one is Virgin and Child, Trinity College Library, Dublin. It's really nicely framed. You see that? So, and then this one is very similar. It's again Book of Kellis with this cutout, but the frames, whereas this one's a more goldy frame, that one's a more traditional wooden frame. And this one is Portrait of St. John. So those two will be making it to my website as well. Hope there's something there that interests you. Right, I better get to do some work. It's about 20 to 3 and I'm nowhere near finished work, but Darren's looked at the weather forecast and next week's going to be horrible apparently and cold, although it does feel quite cold now. So I thought was I can do some more work in a bit when it's dark, but if I want to be outside, then I need to go out now. So I thought I would go and take some more cuttings, the fuchsias that I haven't taken. I want to take some cuttings of those and yeah, hopefully get some more plants, maybe some rose cuttings. But I did want to say some thank yous. Thank you to Elisa that I said mentioned earlier, but also, and this is where I remember, I can't remember how far back I've gone. So Gilly, Claire, Julie, Rosalind, Tina, Jacqueline, Christina, Claudette, Helen, Carla and Heather. I've probably already said thank you to a lot of you, but that doesn't matter, does it? Right, yeah. Get an extra layer on and get out in the garden. We had a bit of relaxing time in the garden. I say that as a joke because I was taking some cuttings and Darren was working his way, he's doing a bit of the hedge at a time because it's too much to do all in one go. So he was doing a bit of the hedge and Benji got obsessed with something else now. There's already a patch dug up near the fruit cage. There's another bit of grass where he's eaten near one of the fruit trees. He's been chewing at the big tree over there. He's been trying to get out of the fence over there. He's been digging up the lawn over there. And now he's obsessed with something in the hedge. And he got in the hedge. Darren had to go and lie down on the floor next to the hedge and get him out. It's just... He's not the most relaxing dog to be around. He's very needy and very naughty. Darren's having his stew. And as usual, when he's eating his food, he's got 6 eyes on him, watching his every move, just in case. So I'm going to help myself to some stew. And then I think we're going to watch some telly or some YouTube or something. We're behind on the Celebrity Traitors, so we better watch that because we don't want to get any spoilers. So at the moment we're watching Celebrity Traitors. There's not much else on actually. Then it's YouTube, I think. Still enjoying Finds the Vintage Store. They're putting out plenty of content. We saw that M's Den put a new video out the other day. Don't know if you follow M's Den. I'll put a link down below. Boys really enjoyed their channel. Watch it on the telly, so I don't really comment. And I knew that I hadn't seen one of their videos for ages, but I just thought it was YouTube doing its thing where it kind of hides people. But they've been busy moving and selling up selling house and buying house and had a lot of stress. I remember it well, so a lot of sympathy for them. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed. If you could leave me a thumbs up, comment, all of that. If you go over and subscribe to Darren's channel for lots more dog content. And I will see you soon. Take care, stay safe.